By the end of 1778, the American Revolution was entering its second phase, and the British military campaigns in New England and the Mid-Atlantic had begun to falter, and the planners were searching for a fresh new approach to the American problem. The solution was a strategy to bolster Britain's presence in the southern United States and build up an army of freed slaves and loyalists to break out to the north. And it was crucial that the Redcoats seize and control two places, the port cities of Charleston and Savannah, and this would provide them much-needed supplies and troops to their land-based forces. So in December of 1778, the British forces easily took Savannah. They used local guides to escort them through the surrounding swamps, and they surprised the light Continental forces in the city. So the following summer, American General Benjamin Lincoln, aided by the French Admiral the Comte d'Estaing, planned on taking the port city. On September the 16th, 1779, the combined French and American forces began the siege of Savannah. And the Franco-American forces numbered about 5,000 troops, and they were supported by about 42 ships. After a number of brief naval skirmishes, the British scuttled one of their vessels, the Rose, in the river just below the town, and this effectively prevented French ships from progressing close enough to aid the American land assault. Frustrated French captains responded to this by shelling the town itself, which caused a fair amount of damage. As the days turned into weeks, dysentery and scurvy began to ravage the sailors on the ships, and D'Estaing began to grow impatient for a decisive victory against the British. So on October the 9th, against the advice of his officers, D'Estaing launched his attack on the Redcoats, and from the beginning the attack was doomed to failure. Now, heavy fog that morning caused a number of troops to get lost in the swamps surrounding the city, and poor intelligence led D'Estaing to think that he was attacking a redoubt that was filled only with militia, when in fact it was manned with John Maitland's crack Highland units. During the battle, the white-clad French troops were easily picked off by the Scots riflemen, and D'Estaing was wounded twice. Worse, Polish officer Casimir Pulaski, who was a valuable military advisor to the colonies, was killed. Now, the carnage only lasted for about an hour before Lincoln and D'Estaing were forced to abandon the siege. And casualties in this battle were uncharacteristically high for a revolutionary battle, with Americans losing 244 killed, 600 wounded, and 120 taken prisoner. British losses, on the other hand, were light, with 40 killed, 63 wounded, and 52 missing. And the British would continue to control Savannah for most of the remainder of the war. However, the repercussions of the battle were more serious for the Continentals, and for a time France withdrew much of its support to the colonies, something that colonial diplomats had to work hard to repair. Today, most of the battlefield's been lost due to 2.5 centuries of urbanization. However, there is a small park, Battlefield Park, located on the site of the Spring Hill Redoubt, and there archaeologists have made a reconstruction of some of the earthworks. Okay, hold the line. We're going to do Battle of Savannah. Little notes on this. This is one I just kind of threw together at the last minute. There's no actual scenario that I know of where you actually have the Battle of Savannah, so I basically used sort of the same setup that was on the Tricorne scenario. But we're going to go with 8 victory points or 20 turns, whichever comes first. And then we've got 3 different, this is going to be interesting because we've got 3 different forces battling here. We're going to have American forces, the French forces, and the British forces. Now, the victory points will be basically the French and Americans working together, and then the British, but each will get a different chance to move, and the Americans will start with a base number of 1 command point, the French with 2 command points, and the Brits with 4. I probably should have throttled this back to 3, but it makes it just a little too easy for the British to clean up, but we'll go ahead and play it out. So let's get started here. Let's go with our turn marker, and we start with the British phase 1. They get to move first, and we will go with +1 AP. So the Brits will have 5 action points, and I think what we'll do is we're just going to use our cannons and attacker mark. This guy, he's in a forest, so I think that's 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, and 6, so he's not going to be able to really do much there. Let's go ahead and move a unit up. Let's see, and then move a unit up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll just move this guy here. Oh, and I've got my victory points back here. Of course, these guys are in their entrenchments. So let's see. This guy's going to fire here at the French, and it's 4, 5, 6, 5, 6. So we roll 3, and we get 4, 5, 5. Already takes 2. Okay, and then this guy will go. Let's see. This is a 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 6. Actually, that can't do anything. 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, and 6. We're going to fire at this guy. And we get a 6, a 1, and a 5. So the 6 does hit. Okay, hit taken. And that is the British turn. The next phase is the American phase. And we roll for them. They get 3 action points. And we will move. This guy's in pretty good shape. I'm going to move this light down here into the woods. I'll move. He can't really hit because his entrenchments will reduce the die by 1. So even if he got a 6, it wouldn't count. So we're going to have to move forward. That's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's all we can do. And then the French will go. They roll, and they get 3 action points. I'm going to move forward those 2, that 1, and those 2. Those lights are going to move. And that is it for the French turn. So that is the end of turn 1. Okay, go to our next British phase. They get a +1 on their roll. And we're going to fire, 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 fire. This feels a lot like the Tricorne one. That's 4. We can move 1 more. And let's see, this is 4, 5, 6, 5, 6. It just hit with a 6, but that's okay. We will go ahead and fire here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's it. So now we can do all of our firing. So we'll start here, and we roll 3, and we need to hit a 6. Well, we got 1, so hit taken. Okay, and then we're going to try to hit this guy again. 4, 5, 6, 5, 6. So we roll 3, and we get 1 hit. So the Brits have already knocked out the American cannon. That was that little one there. Okay, and then here we have a 5 and 6. Oh gosh, that just eliminated the French. And then here we have a 4, 5, and 6. 2 4s, and that eliminated that French unit. My gosh. This shows the folly of directly attacking a entrenched position. And here we've got a 5 or 6. And that's going to take, they're going to take a hit. Okay, next is the Americans. They can go with a +2. I don't know how I put the Americans out where the Brits are supposed to be, but that's okay. So they got 3. Okay. 5, 6, and 6. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. And we are going to go here. Hopefully we're going to try to take out that. And that's it for the Americans. The French go. They roll their APs, and they get a... Where's my French one? They get 4. Okay, 1, 2. He's going to go and 3, 4. This guy is going to do a melee attack. So we first of all got a roll for morale here. They get a dice, and they have to roll under a 3 or under. They do not. So this unit is, let's get rid of that and give them a retreat marker. Now, this guy's retreating. He is being attacked, so we've got a 4, 5, or 6. So they take a hit. Hit taken, and they have to move back. Let's delete that, and the French are going to move into that entrenchment, and that's it. Okay, that is the end of the turn. We go to the British phase. There's something I'm missing here. What am I missing? Missing something. No, I don't know. My brain is dying here. So we go with APs, and the Brits get 1. Okay. So that gives them 5. And we will attack here. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to drive the French out with a direct combat. So we're going to attack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm not gonna combat him. Let's delete that, and we're gonna see if we can knock the French back. Here we're gonna take 2 action points and do a melee. So the French have to roll a 3, so they are knocked back. And then we can roll 3 here, and we get 2 points. So it doesn't really matter because this French unit is wiped out. Okay, there's that one. This one's going to fire at Disdain, and it's going to be a 5 and 6s. 4, 3, and 5. So 1 point. There was no 1 rolled, so that means the Disdain is still in the battle. Here we're firing directly. So it's a 4, 5, or 6. We roll a 6, and that is a hit taken. And here we're firing directly. And a 5 and a 4. So 2 points taken there. This guy is gone. And how many points did I say? 8 victory points. Going pretty fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And okay, that's it. Okay, now then we move to the next turn, or phase, American phase. Americans roll for action points, and they get a 3. So we are going to use 2 here. Let's go ahead and attack here. And then 3, I think I'm going to go ahead and fire directly at this guy. Okay, so let's do the fire first. So we need a 6, let's see, 5, 6, or 6. Okay, so we need a 6. We do not get any. Okay, then this guy is going to attack. We roll that for the artillery's melee, and we get a 6. So the artillery does not make it. So they are retreating. And then these guys are going to go over the edge and attack. Now, I guess since they're going over an entrenchment, they'll need a 5 or 6, not a 4, 5, or 6. So we roll, and we get a 5. So that's enough. And this guy takes a hit, and he's moved back. And then this guy can move into the entrenchment. Okay, and that is it for the American phase. We go to the French phase. They roll for action points, and they get a 4. Let's flip. 4. Okay. So 1, and that's going to be 2. That's all they can do. Yeah, that's all the French units can do. Again, I should have probably made the French units elite in this too. That would have helped. That's it. Okay. We do our turn marker. Whoop, our end of turn marker. And whoever did this button did a really nice job on this. Okay, Brits go. They get a 2. That puts them at 6 again. We'll move up. That's 1, 2. And I'm going to go 3, 4. Close combat. There, okay. 3, 4. 5. And we'll do 6 here. Okay, so we'll start here. And we're firing on Disdain. We need a 4, 5, or 6. We get 2, 1, 1. Okay, so we did get 2 ones, but since it's a fire combat, there's only one of them counts. We roll a d6, and we get a 5. So Disdain survives. Here we've got our close combat, and the close combat will be a. Actually, let's do the artillery first. Now, I think since I'm firing from the back of a entrenchment into the entrenchment, I don't think the entrenchment should cover you. I don't think sides or backs should cover. So, let's see. That's a 4, 5, or 6. Whoops, I need 3. 2, 1, and okay, nothing there. Okay, now this guy can attack. First of all, we get to see if these elite guys are going to make it. Let's see. They need to roll a 3 or less. They don't, so they are retreating. And then we roll 3, and we get nothing. Okay, so this guy retreats. And this guy can occupy that hex now. And then finally, this guy here is going to fire on Lorenz. And we have 5 or 6. 4, 5, 6, or 5 or 6. Okay, so we roll 3, and we get a 5. So that's enough to take a hit. Okay, end of the British. That's the end of the British phase. Americans go. They get a +2. And I'm just going to use the French marker here. Well, let's see. There's the American marker. I wish you could set the... Oh, you can. Okay. Hey, that makes things a little better. Okay. The Americans will go. Now, what are they going to do? I think they're going to fight back here. I'm going to fire here. 1. I think this will be an attack with close combat. So we'll do all that. Okay, the close combat. We'll see if the British regulars will make it. They roll a 3, so they are not going to be knocked back. And then we roll 3 dice, 5 or 6. Okay, the 5 will give him a hit. And then he'll fire. He needs a 6. They do get 1, so they take that. And that is the end for the American phase. Go to the French phase. French will move here. I guess I should say the French are going to get 2. Let me just roll for action points. So they got 3. So that's 1, and then we're going to go ahead and try to go over the top here. Actually, let's try that artillery unit. We're going to go after that artillery unit. The artillery unit rolls a dice to see if they stay. They do not. So the artillery unit's going to retreat. And then we roll 3 and a 6. Okay, that's enough to send the artillery unit back. And these guys will take over here. And that is the end of turn 4. Go to turn 5. Okay, Brits get to go. Action points. They get 2. There you go. That works better. I didn't really... So they get 6 action points total. Okay, we're going to again try to attack, and we're going to make this attack a close combat. So that's 2. Here's 3. 4. I'm going to try to maybe shoot either of these guys, whoever's left. So there's 2, 3, 4. I got 2 left. 5 and 6. Okay, there's all those. Let's start over here with Lorenz. And we need a 5 or 6. And we get 1. And then Lorenz, there's a 1 in there, so we take a hit. And then since there was a 1, we roll a d6, and we get a 3. So Lorenz makes it. Okay, we're going to fire here, and it's a 5 or 6. Okay, that's a hit taken. We're going to... I'm going to attack. I'm going to fire with cannons here. And I get a 5, 5, and 3. That's 2. That's enough to eliminate him. And then since he's now had his unit eliminated, he's going to go 1, 2, 3. He's retreating. And then this guy is he's lost his turn because he was going to do a close combat, so he can't do anything else now. And that's it. I didn't do this guy. I guess he can fire. He could fire over the entrenchments, I assume. So I don't know if those get in the way of line of sight. Let's see here. There's a chart. Charts, line of sight. Entrenchments do block line of sight, so no, he cannot. Okay, well, that answers that. Okay, going to American phase. Action points are +2, so Americans are sitting at 3 action points. I'll fire again. I'll attack again. Let's see, attacker, and I guess we'll move this guy forward. I probably should not have made the piecemeal attack against them. I should have probably lined up everybody and just moved everybody in. But that's, you live and learn. Okay, so this guy's going in. Actually, hold on. This guy's not going anywhere. This guy's going to do a close combat. Okay. Let's do the firing here first. Needs a 6. So we roll a 3, and we do get a 6. Okay. Hit taken. This is, let's see, 4 or 5, 6. Yeah, 6. Okay, and then he's going to go, and he has to roll to see if he is steady, and he does rout. So let's delete this guy and put a rout on him. And he can retreat into that hex, so we're good there. Okay, and then we roll 3, and we get 2, 4, and 4. Now, because he's in an entrenchment, those 4s would normally count and he'd be eliminated, but because the British unit's in an entrenchment, he just ends up routing back. Okay. And then we go to the French player's turn. French player gets another AP. So 3, which isn't going to help a lot. We can move here, and that's it for the French player. Okay. End of turn. We're on turn 5. British player. So far, the Americans and the French have not gotten anybody. But like I said, I've learned a little bit to make this a valid... I think what I would do is give them a few more units for the French and make them maybe elite units would represent that better for those French Marines. Okay. There's a move. That's a 1. Oh, the British APs were 3. Oh, okay, yeah, so they get 7. Okay, British, that's 1. We are going to attack, and we are going to make this attack a, we're going to make it a close combat. So that's 2, that's 3. 4, 5. We're going to attack and make this a close combat. 4, 5, and 6, 7. I think this guy will go. Okay, so we'll start here, and we have a 5 or 6. We roll a 3, and we get a 6, so this guy's eliminated. And then Lorenz rolls a d6. Now, if it's a 1, the game is over. It is! All right. So Lorenz is shot down, and basically the Continental side gives up. Okay, well, that was an interesting exercise in scenario design for this game. I think, like I say, I'd probably give the French a few more elite units, maybe give the British a little, maybe take them back to 3 command points. That would make both sides even on command points, but the French get wiped out pretty quickly the times I've played this. I played this 3 times now, and that's pretty much all that happens. But like I say, it's kind of fun to just mess around with this. I think with both of these games, with Tricorne and with Hold the Line, I think people tend to think that they can't design their own scenarios, and certainly you can. Do a little bit of historical research. Okay, we are playing Command and Colors Tricorne, the Savannah scenario, and a couple special rules about this. The Continental Army starts with 6 command cards and 4 combat cards and moves first. The British in this scenario will get 6 command cards and 5 combat cards. We're playing to 9 victory banners, and you can see those down at the bottom. A couple special rules. We're going to have the opening cannonade. Also, the Continental player gains a permanent breakthrough victory banner for each Continental unit that exits the British side of the map. They also get a temporary victory banner at the start of any turn where they occupy a field work. That's these entrenchments here and over here. And the British gain a temporary victory banner at the start of every turn that they keep the Americans out of these. So they get a victory banner right off the top. Let's put that down here, because no Americans are in those. And also, if the British have a scout card that they play, they get a victory banner. Okay, let's open with the cannonade. So we are going to start with any artillery units. I think the Americans have 1 artillery unit, so I'm going to try to fire at the other artillery unit. And so they get a 1. They get, they're at full strength, so they get 2. And they're firing down here, so they get 2 dice. They get a flag in artillery. Okay, so they actually hit. Now the flag isn't going to count because the entrenchment's going to soak that flag up. Okay, then we'll let this guy go. I'll just put a little attack marker here. Attack marker, attack marker. I do like these attack markers. Attack marker. There's just 3. I guess that the Continental Army's artillery have already gone, so let's start with this guy, and let's go ahead and fire at back at this guy. Now it's going to be 1 dice, and he doesn't have anything else, so he just got 1 dice to fire. And he gets a cavalry, so he doesn't do it. Now this guy gets 2 dice to fire. And let's close this. I like to keep my chart handy here. 2, 2, 1. Yeah, we'll fire right here. No, we'll fire right here. Because if we force that guy back, he can't go back any further, so maybe we'll get some flags. This is 2 dice. Artillery and a sabers. So he gets the saber attack will give him a hit. And then this guy gets to go. Can he make it? I think he can. It just cuts the corner there, but we'll say it's okay. And again, that's 2 dice. Infantry, infantry. Okay, take hit. Take hit. Okay, we are ready for the regular play. So let's bring up our Continental Army. And I think what we'll do is we will... I think we'll do the Steal a March. And that's going to give us a combat card. Now, I'm going ahead and drawing the combat card up at the beginning. Again, playing this solitaire is kind of not the best. So this gives us, we can move 6 units. They can move through other units. They can move 3, but they cannot attack in any way. So I think we'll move this guy. 1, 2. Oh, they can move 3 hexes. So, yeah, we'll assault. 1, 1. Okay, there's 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. And 6. Okay. And I think that's it. So we will discard this guy. And now it's the British turn. And let's see. Oh, counterattack. I like that. So we are going to do the same thing here. 6 units will move forward 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. Okay, there's our 6. Nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to move... I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this guy forward 1, 2, 3. There we go. That should make things pretty miserable for the Continentals there. And that was kind of fun. Okay, let's go ahead and discard that. And that's the beginning. That's the end of turn 1. This is a pretty quick one. So we go to our second British victory point because nobody's taken those entrenchments yet. And the Continentals are going to go. Give them a card. Oh, where's a scout? Okay, bayonet. Issue up to 3 infantry units. Battle. Assault center, recon and force. Let's do that. And we will draw another combat card for the Yanks. Whites of their eyes. Okay. And we'll give them another card there. There we go. So we're going to recon and force. And so basically 1 unit in each side. Well, I think these grenadiers need to go. So we'll start with this grenadier here. And they've got 3. They start with 3. They get a +1 for being fully staffed. So they get 4 dice. We roll a flag, sabers, infantry, and cavalry. So we'll take the sabers and the infantry first. Take hit. Take hit. And let's see. Let's put this down just a little bit. Flag, sabers, infantry, cavalry. So the flag is ignored. Now this unit can battle back because they are they did not get displaced, so they're going to roll a they get 1 die. No, they get 2 die, and they get a cavalry and a sabers, so they give these guys a hit. Okay, so that's that flank. Well, this grenadier will go against this light unit, and that's a light artillery. So the grenadiers are going against the light artillery. They've got a 3-4, and they get sabers, which is a hit. Come on there. Take hit. And then we had 3 flags. Okay, so first flag is absorbed by the battlements. Second flag is absorbed by the leader. And that is it. So they have to retreat 1. Grenadiers are going to move into position. And they are going to... let's see, what can they do here? They can, oh, this guy's got to rally. Okay, so the light unit's going to try to rally. They've got a leader with them. And they've got 2 plus 1 is 3. So they get 3 dice to rally with. They need a flag. They got their flag, so they're good. Okay. And then finally over here, this regular unit will fight this regular unit. So he's got, let's see, regular are 2 and 3 because he's at full strength. So 3 dice, a flag, an infantry, and a flag. So first of all, we take the hit, and then he's got to go back 2. And then to try to rally, he's got 3 dice he can roll. Infantry, artillery, artillery. Okay, so this guy routs from the field, giving the Continentals their first victory banner. Discard, and I think that's the turn for the Continentals. Okay, the British will go, and the British are going to, let's give them another card. Inspired Right Leader and Line Volley, Leader Initiative. Okay, I'm going to play the Leader Initiative. That always gives me a little bit of help. I need a line volley. Okay, they can move. Oh, that's only ranged combat. Oh my gosh. And I think we will try to reform. Okay, we had a leader initiative. We'll play the leader initiative, we'll play the reform, and we'll play the outflanked. Okay, so the outflank lets me do 2 units. So these guys will attack. These guys will attack. This guy will attack. And let's see, who's with a leader? Okay, this guy's with a leader, so he will attack. And then this guy is going to do our reform. So we roll 1 die, and he's with a actually he gets 2 dice. Now if he gets a flag or a unit symbol, then this light unit gains back 1. So we'll just roll 2 dice, and he does get the flag. So he gets back 1, so we'll recover. And then, whoops, this isn't my guy. Okay, well there we go. Well, that's our problem. Okay, so these guys, I'm going to have him go against these grenadiers here. Let's start with this guy. And he's an artillery unit. He has 3 dice plus 1 is 4 dice. So 4 dice is a cavalry, 2 flags, and an infantry. Now the infantry takes a hit. Now I'm not sure with these, do they protect? They shouldn't really protect from both sides. They should really only protect from attacks from one side. So I'm going to say the flags count. He ignores 1 flag. Does he have 3 guys on his? Nope, he doesn't. So he's going to move back 1. This guy will go in, and then he has to make a rally. He gets a +1 on his die for the rally, so he gets 4 dice for the rally. And he does not get any. Okay, so the grenadier unit is sent packing. Oops, I forgot that guy. Okay, we know this guy's going to go. And he's going to fight this grenadiers. And so he has, he's got 2 points for being a regular infantry. And nothing else. So 2, cavalry and an infantry. So he does do some damage. But the grenadiers can fight back. And grenadiers have a 3. He gets a flag, a sabers, and a cavalry. So the sabers will take a hit for the regular. Okay, and that's it. Then we had this guy here going against the militia. I'll try to get rid of that militia here. So we have a light unit fights at 2, +1 for the 4, +1 for Maitland. So 3, 4 against the militia. So 4 die, 2 flags, cavalry and an infantry. Take the infantry first, take hit. There's 2 flags, so with a militia, they rally, or the militia go back 3 for each flag. So they have to go back 6. Let's get rid of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's clear back at the Continental camp, and he will try to save. He gets 3 dice. Does not get it. Okay, so that's it for the militia. This is going pretty fast. Okay. Then finally this regular is over here. He gets a die. He gets 2 dice. A saber and an infantry. So take hit, and they can battle back. They get 2 dice. Actually, it should have been 3 dice. Flag. Okay. So send him back 1. And then this guy's going to try. He rolls a 2. Infantry and a flag. So he makes a save. I like the concept of saving throws in games. That's an old D&D thing, but it seems to be, I always think it kind of works. Okay, British units have gone. We start our next turn. We move our marker down. Okay, so now the British have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 markers. They only need 4 more to win the game. And the Americans have only eliminated 1 unit. They've only gotten 1 victory banner. But let's pull up the American side. Okay. Well, we definitely want this guy here. We can do a reform. Who's reforming? Okay, we can do a reform. I can do my assault center. I think that's what we'll do. So we can move 6 units to assault center. And we're going to use this light battle bonus and reform. So let's start with our reform here. We roll a die for this grenadier, and he gets a flag. So he does get a block back. So he recovers. So let's get rid of that. Okay, and then we're going to do our assault center, which is 6 units in the center can move and fight. Okay. We're going to leave him alone. We're going to move him 1, 2, oh my, 3, 2, 2, 1, nothing there. Okay, so this guy's going to attack. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. This guy's attacking. 4, 5, and I guess that's all the guys in the center. Okay. Let's assault center discard. That's not a real fortunate card. I do not play this game well, by the way. Okay, so these guys battle with 1 additional for light. Let's start with this cannon here. We're going to go right towards this guy. So he's got, that's a 1. He's got an extra die for being at full strength. So that's 2 dice. I guess you just have 2 dice. Artillery and a cavalry. Nothing there. Okay. This guy's going to fight. I'm going to go after this light unit here. And I'm at full strength. So this is a 2 plus full is 1 plus Lauren's is 1. So 4 die plus an additional die is 5 die. And we get, okay, cavalry, sabers, artillery, artillery. So 1 went through. So this guy takes a hit. And then since Maitland was with him, they took a hit. So we rolled 2 dice to see if Maitland is killed. Cavalry and flag, nothing. Okay. Now, since this guy was not forced back, he can fight back. And so he's got, he's a light unit, that's 2, plus Maitland gives him 3 dice to fight back with. And he gets artillery turret, he does nothing, okay? Militia, let's see how militia can fire. Well, they could fire 1 die down here. So with the 1 die, he's at full, so that's 2 die. Plus this is 3 die, but he's moved, so that takes it back to 2 die. So he rolled 2, a flag, which is ignored, and an infantry, so he did do some damage. Whoops. Get off there. Take hit. Okay, and we roll 2 because there's damage. We see if the officer's killed. Nothing, okay? Light will try. Light will do the same thing. We'll say... let's see, he's got 2, 1, so 1 to get through, plus 1 and 1 is going to be 2 die, but there's only, he's already moved, so that takes away a die, so 1 dice is left. Infantry, well, he does hit. Take hit, and then we roll 2. Saber's flag, okay. Didn't make it. And that is the American turn. So we will erase everything. Let's pull up the British. I think they're going to win this one. Okay, this infantry ranged bonus looks pretty handy. If we're playing ranged, we could call forth the reserves, which we ought to do that. So basically, we're going to be able to move that Highlander up, and he can move right up in line there. Okay, line command. I think we'll give the line command. Let's get rid of that card. That's not ours. Okay, so the line command is going to affect this whole line here. They could move 1, but I'm just going to fire. I'm going to use infantry ranged bonus, and that should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I'm going to go back. This was our guy. I think that was a guy. We'll just discard him. Line volley. Nope. I'm going to undo that. Okay, now we're going to do line command because some of these are, this is a mixture of ranged and melee attacks. Okay, so this guy will attack, this guy will attack, this guy will attack, 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 and attack. Up to 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we will start, get rid of that card, and so any firing will be at ranged. That's not a bad deal. If I can move some of these guys back, I can try to hit them with ranged. Okay, this regular unit. He's not in great shape here, but he still gets a 2 base. That's all he gets is a 2 base, so... since it was a melee, he gets an infantry and a flag. And the grenadiers can ignore a flag. Now that means the grenadiers can fight back. And they get a 3. Flag, artillery, infantry. Okay, so this guy is eliminated. Whoop. And I'm going to move on in. Okay. This light unit here is this artillery? No, it's yeah, it is a light artillery. Okay, so there's 3 plus 1 is 4. So we roll 4 dice here, and we get a sabers, artillery, flag, and infantry. Okay, the flag's ignored, but the sabers and the infantry are not. So takes 2, take hit, and take hit against this French unit. And then they took 2 hits, so he rolled 2 sets of 2 dice, artillery flag and cavalry flag. So Destain makes it. Okay, this guy is going to melee here. Oh no, this guy. I'm going to use this guy first because he's an artillery. Reason being is I can use this guy to fire at somebody if I can move this guy back. So we'll start with the artillery. They get 3, plus 1 from Maitland is 4 dice. And we roll 4. Flag, cavalry, infantry, flag. Oh, that works out well. So we start with the infantry, take a hit. We eliminate 1 flag, so we have 1 flag back, so we move him back 1. And then they took 1 hit, so we see if Lawrence is killed. Nope. Okay. And then this guy's got to make a rally, so he's got 4 dice to make a rally, and he does. Okay, now this guy can go, and I think this is going to be kind of devastating. So he's going to be at 2 dice plus 1 for being at full strength, so that's 3 dice plus 2 more for this is 5 dice. Cavalry, flag, 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 cavalry. Okay, so this guy takes 3 flags, and he's actually going to be 2 because he's got an officer with him. 1, 2, 3. And I missed the rule that if you're at full strength, you get an additional save on a rally. That's okay. Let's see, and then we make the rally. Okay, so he's going to make a rally at 4 die. Artillery, sabers, artillery, infantry. He does not make it. Okay, ouch. That's another one. And then Lawrence is going to see if he stays steady. Okay, just had to check a rule there. So basically Lawrence has to make a roll with 2 dice, and if he gets a flag, he saves himself. If not, he was carried away with the rest of this unit of regulars that were swept from the battlefield. So we're going to roll, and he makes it. Okay, all that work for nothing. Okay, then we did this guy, we did this guy. This guy gets to move. Now we still have the infantry ranged bonus. He's at full, so 2, 2. I am gonna say 2, 2, 1 or 2, 2, 2. Let's see. I think we're gonna go ahead and use against this militia here, because I think we can send that militia packing. So we've got he's at full, so 2, 2, 1, so 1 die. He's at full, so that's 2 die. He's got a ranged bonus, so that's 4 die. So 4 die against the militia. Cavalry flag, cavalry flag. So 2 flags put that militia back 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now he has to go back 2 more. And I think if they're knocked off of the battlefield, they don't count for anything. I think you just have to remove them. So we're just going to say he is deleted. Oh, and this guy here, this grenadier is now in that hex. So the British don't get their little thing. These guys will. The Continentals will get they'll get a victory banner at the beginning of the round. And then this artillery, 2, is it 2, 2, 1? Gosh, I cannot remember. My brain doesn't work hardly anymore. 2, 2. Okay, 2 plus 1, so 3 dice. Cavalry, infantry, and a flag. So that's enough to send this guy. Okay, and then that's the end of this card. We can call forward our reserve. He's at the back, and he's going to go stand with, hold on, to a leader or into a hex with a lone leader of the same section. Okay, he has to go up with a leader. Into a hex adjacent to a leader, or into a hex with a lone leader in the same sense. Okay, well, he can go there. I guess that moves him forward too. That's better than a kick in the pants. So we'll discard that. We'll get rid of all these. And we go to the next turn. Now, on this turn, the Continentals get a point for occupying that hex. If they lose it, they lose that banner. But for now, they get the banner. We'll pull a marker up. We'll flip it. And there we go. Okay. Continentals get a go. It's now, let's see. The British need to eliminate 2 more banners to do that. Oh my, they've only got one guy left up here. Continental hand. Oh, they don't have anything. Line volley. They cannot move or melee, but they can fire. We've got a rally. We've got inspired and a line volley. Well, the right wing can advance and fight. I think that's about all we've got. I've got 3 units. So these Marines, now the French Marines are a little different. I guess we'll do the advance right. Let me check. On a French Marine, they can move without bringing your range dice down. And they'll hit on saber rolls and melee. Okay. So they can move 1. That's 1. 1. Let's see here. Center to center. That's going to be... He can fire, so we're going to attack. He's going to fire. Attack. And we'll move this guy. And let's see, 1, 2, and he can attack. Okay. So this guy will go first, and I think we'll go... Oh, I don't know why I'm firing at my own guys. Hold on a second. Let's go back here. I'm going to move him back. And we'll delete that. This guy's going to attack. This guy's going to attack. And then this guy's going to move and attack. Okay. So we'll start with the Grenadier fighting into the next one. So he's got it's a 3 to go in here. That's all he's got. So 3 dice. Artillery, artillery, and sabers. Well, you know what? That is enough to eliminate this guy. Okay. And then that was 3 attacks that were successful. So from the Grenadier. So that's 3 sets of 2. First set of 2, cavalry flag. Second set of 2, sabers, artillery, and cavalry sabers. So Tiwis, twos can avoid combat there. Okay, then Disdain is going to fire 2-2, and so he gets 2 dice to begin with plus 1, so 3 dice. Sabers, cavalry, sabers. Now it was a fire, so nothing there. The sabers don't matter. And then finally this guy goes 2, 2, 1. He's got 1 plus 2 is 3, and then minus 1 since he moved, so 2. Infantry, infantry. Well, that was enough to hurt. And that's it. Okay. I should have moved this guy in. And I think he could. He could have actually moved and then combated. Well, he fired, so nothing. I mean, we've already done it, but okay, get rid of those. We go to the British turn. And the British don't have much either. Oh, I just played the British hand for the Continental hand. Okay, let's give the Continentals their due. So we'll play the Reform. We'll give them that. And who's going to reform for the Continentals? This guy here. So we'll roll 1 die. He gets cavalry, and that's enough to give him a recovery. Okay, now we're playing. I got everything kind of out of whack there. That's okay. It'll all work out in the end. Okay, so the British have... Now it's the British's turn. And what can they do? They could do the line volley, and there's really not much to... They need to sweep these guys from the battlefield. They could do the inspired leader with 4 adjacent. Those guys could all do it. They could advance left bring these guys into the fray. Or we could rally. Let's rally. Okay, basically, let's pull some reserves up. Roll 1 die for each command card. That's 6. So let's roll our 6 die. Roll 1 for each, and then for each unit symbol rolled, return 1 eliminated block of that type to an understrength unit. Okay. So an infantry, we can bring him back up. That's my infantry. My artillery, there's 3. So I'm going to recover, and recover. There's the 3 artilleries. Now I've got another saber and an infantry, and for a saber, your opponent rolls 1 die, and so they get a rally. Okay. So let's get the other infantry here. Who's my other infantry? I guess everybody. Oh, this guy. Okay, then the saber, a flag. A flag is a block of choice. Okay, so the Continentals get to bring up 1. I think we're going to bring this guy back up. Okay, so that is the turn for the Brits. And that's the end of, or the end of the whole turn. So now we've still got a unit here. Now I've got to check something. The Continental gains 1 victory at the start for each field work. Okay. So they should have taken this one. But they gain a victory point. Let's go with their victory points here. Things are evening up a little bit. Okay. Continentals get to go. Liberty or death. Let's see. Flip. And whites their eyes. Play this card after opponent declares a melee. We should use this one here. Scout. That would be nice for the Brits, but line volley is kind of nice. Probe left. We need to get this guy out of here. I could... We're going to probe left. No, we're going to do this forward here. Forward. And that's going to be it. So, okay, so 2, 2, and 2. So these guys will go 1, 2, and they will be able to attack. This Highland guy, they'll go 1. And Highlands can charge. Let's do a Highland charge. So 2 and close into melee. And they get a +1 when they charge. So we will put an attacker marker. We will put an attacker marker. And that's 2, and then 2. Attacker marker. Okay. Let's go down the line here. Light. Light units are a 2-2-1. So actually, I'm going to start with the Highlanders. The Highlanders versus the Grenadiers. And the Highlanders get a... They get a +1 bonus because they charged. So they're going to get a... let's see. Going into a... It's a 2. Okay, so there's 2. +1 is 3. +1 is 4. So 4 dice. Flag, 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 and infantry. Okay, so we take our infantry hit. Can he ignore? No. I think he has to take his 3 flags. Well, he's a grenadier, so that is 1 flag. So he's got 2 flags left. We'll go here. He'll move in. Definitely the Highlander will move in. And he can do the bonus melee. So he will bonus against this guy. And we've got a, I don't think this counts as a charge, a Highland charge, but he still gets a, let's see, a 2 plus a 1, so 3. Flag, sabers, and infantry. So that was well worth it. There's for the sabers, there's for the infantry. The officer will absorb the flag, and then the officer, we try 2 and 2, so they make it. Now then the officer is going to attack back, or this regulars are going to attack back against the Highlanders. So they get a, regulars get a 2 plus a 1 for the officers, 3. Artillery, cavalry, and sabers, so they take a hit. And this is where these combats get really complex, but I don't know. I can see how this is kind of fun, though, too. Okay, that's the Highlanders. Now then, these regulars are going to go. They get a 2. And they do an artillery and a sabers. So that is enough to get rid of him. Now, Disdain will try to make his little saving throw. Nope, he makes it, so he can go back. We're going to just put him right back there. He'll stay put. And then we can attack with these guys. This light can attack. And light has a 2, 2, 1. So they're doing 1 plus they're at full strength, so they get 2. Artillery and a flag. Okay. Oh, I forgot to see. These guys got knocked back, so they've got to make a save. Did the Grenadiers get knocked? They did get knocked back. Let's see. Their save is 2 plus 1, 3. I'm going to say Disdain is with them, so 4. And they make it. Okay, then this guy, this light, back to him. That was 1 plus 1 is 2 dice. Oh, and we did that already. I think it was a saber, so okay. This guy, can he shoot down? I'm going to say no on that line of sight. So I'm going to say that's a no. And then finally right here, we've got a 4. And that's fighting 1. They're fighting a melee, so that's 2. Plus 1 is 3. Infantry, sabers, and sabers. Ouch. Take hit. Take hit. Take hit. And believe it or not, I think that's the turn. Or that's the round for the Brits. Okay, next the Americans go. Liberty or death. Okay, liberty or death it is. And they will go with an additional card. So there we go. And they draw a card. We're going to roll 1 die, so we roll 6 command die. And we get artillery, cavalry, cavalry, sabers, artillery, and infantry. Now, sabers don't count, but the flags do. No flags, okay. Well, this doesn't help a lot. The artillery can go, so we will activate him. And then, and everybody gets +1, okay. Cavalry can go, 2 cavalry. What do I got? I guess I got these guys over here. Activate and attacker marker. And then an infantry can go. Ah. Well, I need to get, where can I go? We'll move him in. We'll move him up. And he can attack. Okay, and then these guys can move up 2 and 2. And can light cav. Let's go with our light cav here. And they can move 2. But they can't, I guess they can't, they're cavalry, so they can't fire. Okay, so let's go back over here. We'll go through them here. So this one here goes 2, 2 against the Highlanders. and he gets a 1 extra, so that's 3 plus 1 for the card is 4. So the Highlanders take a flag, which they can ignore. Nothing there. Okay. This cannon, let's go against this other cannon. That's 1 plus 1 is 2, 3. Infantry, flag, and cavalry, so nothing there either. So basically that was an empty turn. Oh, and then I forgot you know what? Actually, something I did forget, and before I should have played the Continentals, because the Continentals had been pushed out of these entrenchment hexes. The British would get 1 victory point, or 1 victory banner, so they would actually end up winning the game. So that's pretty much it. I think everything's done but the Cryan. I think it came out to be 9-5. And every time I've played it, that's about the same score I've always gotten. The British have ended up winning by about that number. It's really hard to get those British units out of those entrenchments. And I think that's pretty much like the actual battle. So, okay, and I will wrap it up here in just a second. Now, who wins the battle between these two games as far as which one I think's a little bit better? Now, obviously, it depends on what you want. If you want something light that you can play really fast, then Hold the Line is going to be your choice. And if you want a little more detail, then I would go with Tricorne. I would note that GMT also has a game out there that reproduces this battle. Now, on this one, I think I would lean a little more towards Tricorne, just as being a little bit better. However, it's not quite fair to Hold the Line because the scenario, and I put that in quotes, that I used was pretty much a cobbled together effort on my part. But I still think I would say Tricorne wins this one.